Ghosts in Us contains serious and sometimes disturbing events and is not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. And there is the very distinct shape
really
of a
dark
man.
figure that was standing in the doorway.
I'm living an episode of Kindred Spirits right now.
And I just want them to tell me their stories.
So he thinks the life was sacrificed for the spell.
It had the crying boy painting.
Something demonic that was mocking me.
Are you kidding?
It was completely involuntary, but I started crying.
Hi, welcome to the Ghosts in Us podcast, where we usually have a guest on here talking about their experiences with the paranormal, but today is a little different. First big difference, I'm in the host chair.
Oh!
And Blaine is not in the host chair.
I'm in the guest chair.
So the other thing that's different about this episode is we wanted to talk about theories of the paranormal and just our thoughts and ideas, opinions about some questions and see where it goes from there. Are you ready for the first question?
Absolutely.
All right,
Sorry, that made me sound really weird, but yes, I am.
So the first question I actually have written down is, why do you think children see spirits more often than adults? What is your opinion?
I feel like they're more open to things.
Like
when you grow up, you kind of like lose that like wonder about the world. And like
you're kind of forced into a set.
Yeah, like you're like,
mindset.
all right, I'm an adult. I need to do X like to be an adult. Where like as a kid, you're more carefree.
True. I also like, if we want to get all weird about it, like the third eye. Like you're new to
You're still
life.
developing.
Yeah. Like I have experiences or like memories of seeing things when I was a child.
Lucky.
Like I remember my parents would freak out because I would be talking to my pal, which I guess looked like a clown in a corner. And it went on for years. And they're just like, we don't like this.
I've known you for how long? And I've never heard this before.
Really?
Yeah.
This was long before I met you. Like I was very little and I remember talking to something in a corner.
Interesting.
You have not had any like childhood?
I never grew up with like an imaginary friend or anything like that.
Oh, I also had Dingo, who was like this little boy spirit that stayed outside of the house. Like it never.
That I knew.
It never came inside the house, but it would follow me outside and I could see it from the windows or the door, but it would never come into any buildings that I would go into. And then it disappeared after like my mom passing away.
Interesting.
So
yeah, I never grew up with like an imaginary friend or anything like that. I once pretended I had an imaginary friend because I thought I would be cooler as a kid, but no. Like that went away after a week.
do you think imaginary friends to kids are actually spirits? Or at least in some instances?
Some instances, sure. I mean, if you ask a kid, what's your imaginary friend look like? And he describes like a panda bear. Like that's different.
Yeah.
But like if an imaginary friend, like you had like the boy and you're like, you can describe a boy.
If we want to go on to the thing where they can change their appearance in any way possible to get you interested, what if that panda bear that they're talking to and is friends with is actually a spirit that's trying to, or a demon that is trying to like make sure the kid isn't afraid to speak with them?
That's fair. But I don't think, okay, so I know we were talking off air about like, we've talked about it a couple of times, how do we think that they can change like their age? I don't think they can change their shape. I don't think like, I don't know how I feel about reincarnation. There's a lot of stories about it out there, but I don't think I can be like a cow when I die, you know? Like, I don't think I could change the shape into a cow.
Moo.
Oh.
Moo lady. One of the other questions I actually had on the list is, can spirits pick their age and appearance? And off air, we had like talked about how maybe they could pick they have like a select few of like happiest moments in their life. And it depends. Like it can vary from like ages 5 to like 17 to 50. And they just choose whatever they feel the happiest. And that is like the appearance and age that they take on. But then how do we know if we're talking to a child or an old woman?
Right.
Or like you may not ever know.
I agree. I mean, you don't know because, I mean, again, we don't make the rules. So who's to say we're talking with a child? Because if you go by more religious belief, like God isn't going to leave any of his children behind. So why would this child spirit be trapped?
Oh man, if you add religion, there is so many different.
Like it's
ways
opening
it
up a
can
whole
go.
can of worms of
Yep.
like what you can go down. I was talking with Kurt and Krista earlier today, and they've been to the Glen Beulah Cemetery like we've been.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the little girl spirit that's like commonly seen
Oh,
there.
the 5-day-old child.
But here's the thing. Krista brought up a really good point. What if it's like they don't stick around their gravestone? What if it's just any old little girl there? That's from a different spot. Like, who's to say they stay by their gravestone?
It's really hard for me to like understand how someone that died at 5 days old can present themselves at an age that they never reached.
I don't think you can. Like, if we're looking at that, maybe, yeah, you can present yourself as like older or younger, depending on like when you died.
But how do you present that if
No. I'm saying like if you're an older person, you can present yourself as like your older self or your younger self.
Okay.
Like it's that imprint of like residual energy. You can like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like Al Capone has been seen so many different places. Bonnie
but
and
he
Clyde.
leaves like they
It's
leave
that
puzzle
imprint.
pieces.
Yeah,
of
it's like that puzzle piece thing that I brought up like a year ago now.
back at Mark's.
Back at Mark's.
investigation.
But if you, what the heck was I saying?
You were talking about how can a 5-day-old.
How can it? What if that little girl spirit isn't the 5-day-old or 4-day-old, however old she was, but it's another little girl somewhere in that cemetery who's trying to visit that 5-year-old?
Okay.
Like, oh, I'm so sorry, you're only 5 days old. You know?
What if but if we like go along the theory, because like a lot of people have these theories or like they hear the rumors or see experience that 5-day-old child is like a couple years old.
Right.
And if we don't think about how it could be a different child coming around, like I don't understand how a 5-day-old can appear and show like present itself as a couple years old when it never lived that. But if like we want to talk about like what if there is like everyone the plan is already set in motion. This is the line that you have to follow your entire life.
Could be.
You can take little branches, but it's always going to go back to that line. So like do they
Like
just,
you're
it's
thinking
already
of,
set in stone.
Yeah, you're thinking of it more as like a predetermined path. Like you have the free will of choice, but you don't have the free will of choice. Like this is your path. You can take your deviations, but any way you go, you're going back to this path.
Yeah. Maybe it's like that.
Maybe.
If we don't want to say like, oh, it's a different child coming around.
Right.
But like, oh, that is such a like that's something that really confuses me.
Right.
We'll move on to another question. Can spirits see us like how we see each other? Like,
Yes.
I'm staring right at you. I see you full throttle, like just physical,
Right.
completely. But do you think spirits can see us
I think
like the way we see us?
they could also see us as the ghosts.
I like that theory so much.
Like,
Like they're
are we
still
ghosts
stuck in
to
their
them?
time? Yeah.
Or are we... Kurt brought up a good point today. He brought up an interesting theory. It's like Bigfoot and like aliens and like other
Cryptid.
extra cryptid stuff are like all tied together as like this term called ultra terrestrials,
Okay.
where like everything is just like kind of tied together.
Yep.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting, and I'm not saying like that's what it is, but like what if, yeah, like you said, like they're stuck in their time, but like maybe if they're seeing us, it's it's like us trying to see them, or if we see an apparition, are we see-through to them?
That's a good one too. My dad brought up the theory of we're on different planes.
Yeah.
They're completely on that one. We're on this one. So yeah, they might see us like we're ghosts because they're living their lives, and here we are living ours. But then like we think about the people who are stuck in loops,
Right.
or like leaving puzzle pieces. So are those other people like on the plane and they run into us, or are they just energy that got left? Like it's mixing it all
It's a
together
rabbit
already.
hole.
Oh my god.
It's a rabbit hole.
You could just make a whole podcast series of just
We're
these.
Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny with the red wire in the push pins. It's all connected.
Why this was from one of the TikToks, one of the comments on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Why is it always the devil and never Jesus coming through the spirit box?
I don't think it's the devil.
Well, why is it always evil entities and never anything positive? Like, it to the extremes, demon and angels.
Oh, okay.
That's what it means. Like,
Jesus is busy.
but other angels, other ancestry. No, you know what I'm trying to say. Other
Right.
higher beings, and I think it's not saying that we're not worthy. It's just that's a harder thing for us to comprehend, like higher beings. And like if we do experience something from something that could be an angel, it might just scare the shit out of us. And we take
how is
it the
that
wrong
any
way.
different from a demon? Demon,
I
if
don't-
you believe in the demon.
I don't think there's any difference.
No, there's not. It's just different.
It's just stronger energy or different energy. It's not
Yeah.
really.
They're just opposites.
But I'm also like a person that's not really religious. Like I'll sit and listen to people's beliefs and all that stuff. But like, I don't know. I really just believe it's just stronger energy than other.
I think it's because people tend to look at the more negative side of things.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on, like, what your outview is. Like, I overthink a lot. So I always am playing scenarios A through Z. But I'm also thinking of, like, how can this scenario go wrong?
Mm-hmm.
You always look at, like, the more negative side. Like, what do you remember more from things than more, like, the more negative, or do you remember the more positive?
The more negative, it's more traumatic.
So I'm wondering if that could be a thing where a good thing happens. If a good thing were to present itself to you, people tend to take it for granted. Where if a negative thing happens, they'll be like, darn, and they linger on that for how long?
I 100% believe if, like, our minds manipulate evidence, it doesn't, like, it can. So if you're going in with any kind of negative thought, you might be getting some negative stuff.
Right.
And it's because you're putting out that energy.
Right.
Why do you think some spirits are stuck and some aren't? Now we could, like, not talking about the residual energy and the
Right.
puzzle pieces, but like spirits that are just like connected to one place. Why are they stuck, and why haven't they just like fizzled away and, you know, live on a different life? Like, I believe in reincarnation. I believe you are reincarnated because you have a goal in life, and if you don't get to that goal in your first life, you will continue till you finish that goal, and then poof, you are good, you're golden. And then there's that. That's my belief, because that's what my grandma would always preach to me.
Why do people think they're stuck? Could it be the impact that the place had on you?
Well, it doesn't even matter what the place is, because you don't have to die in a place or in a certain place to make it haunted. Like, you can, well,
Yeah, but I'm not going to be like, I don't think you can haunt a place you've never been.
no, you have to be there at least once, maybe 10 minutes.
You know, like, I'm not going to die today and, like, haunt my
Neighbor.
I don't know. I'm not going to go haunt a festival. that I've never been to or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you need to be there. At least leave somewhat of your imprint there. But it depends on like maybe an impact of a place. Like a lot of prisons are haunted
Oh, yeah.
because there's so much like traumatic energy.
And then
like,
some people are there their entire lives.
there your entire life. But like if a home is haunted, that's your energy. Like it depends where you have like exert the most energy.
And then if we want to think about it, haunted objects. Like they can attach to objects, and that's how they can travel too. But
Oh
like,
yeah. No, trust me, I know.
You said like haunted what did you just say?
I said prisons, homes,
Yeah.
a festival.
And I was just thinking of a haunted TV. Like, doesn't Zach Baggins have like a haunted TV?
The
or
Charles
something?
Manson TV?
Yeah. Like, do you think that's a real thing?
I don't know, because Charles Manson was still alive when he got that TV.
I know, but he was a freaky
He was a
man.
freaky dude. He was a crazy dude, for sure. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. Again, it really will always, our answers will always lead back to how much energy did we put into it. Like,
Yeah.
this chair I'm sitting in, I've gotten SLS figures, I've gotten spirit box sessions.
I always feel uncomfortable sitting in it.
I feel so comfortable in it.
Well, I'm glad you live with it.
I live with it every day. This helmet here, like, I got this from an investigation, and the person who owned it before me had goosebumps shoot up their arms. Like, I don't feel any weirdness coming from it right now.
When I held it, I felt like just like a buzz, like
Yeah.
energy, and then it just kind of left it. Like
Well, I don't know. I think that's just my arm.
you're
We're
like,
good.
oh god, I got goosebumps. Oh,
But like, for a while there, when I first moved in and I was getting everything settled, and I put these items in my apartment,
you definitely were having some kind
I
of
was
experience.
having like some kind of stuff happen. Like I was seeing people walk in my apartment. My mom will be listening to this, so she'll be like, "Blaine, you son of a."
Do you not experience stuff like that?
I don't experience it anymore. Nothing is. Well, then again, like most of the time I'm in here.
You're giving them company. Like maybe they just toned it down a bit.
There was a point in time where I was sitting in here. I was working on one of our investigation videos, and every time I come in here, I'm like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" I'll sit down at that desk that you're at. I'll edit. And then once I'm done or I get tired, I'm like, all right, guys, peace out. Have a good night. And I'll shut the door. But for a while there, I was keeping the door open when I wasn't home. I was like, all right, you guys have free roam. Do what you want. Like, not to say you're stuck in
Like
here.
the door is gonna keep them in here.
You never know.
I would hope that they can like just go through the door, trapping them in this small.
But for a while
room.
there, I would sit in my living room by myself and I would see like the tail end of somebody walking away, like looking at me and walking into my kitchen. Sorry, Mom.
I wish I could see my children. Like, I don't see them. I definitely hear them and experience shit falling off of, like, shelves that are behind a bunch
Or
of
your
stuff.
TV stuff
My-
gets unplugged.
My Wi-Fi gets unplugged, which shouldn't happen. My makeup palette disappears. The TV remote just randomly stops. Like, I know, like, oh, that could be, like, a faulty wire or something. But I'm serious. Like, I'm just sitting there, I'm clicking, and it would stop. But I could do the volume. I can do, like, this or that, power button, voice button. But it won't let me do anything. And I'll be like, all right, kids, get out of the way. And then it'll work again. After I
Interesting.
tell the kids to move.
Interesting.
And it's all, like, I just find that I keep blaming the kids. It's probably not, but I'm going to just keep yelling at the kids.
I
Move
do think
around.
I broke whatever attachment was with me, though. Remember when we were in Jerseyville?
And you were like, I don't want to know the name, and I'm freaked out. Yeah.
Well, as soon as it went, yes, in that spirit box, we were like, nope, turn that off. I think it's broke, though, because I'm fine.
Or it's just comfortable with you.
Or, yeah, hopefully.
Like, you
I hope
guys
it's not
bonded.
bad. I hope it's not bad.
You
I don't
left
feel-
him with Petey.
With Petey.
Yeah, Petey Teeny.
Oh, I thought you were saying PT, like
No.
the name Peter, but Petey.
No, you
No.
left him.
No, because he was definitely in that Airbnb when we left. That door moved. You were out of the room and that door moved.
Oh, the basement door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I just came back to you being like, Taylor, look. and it's just a door.
I wouldn't
open.
fake that. That blew my mind.
Do you think spirits have to relearn everything? Like when you die and stuff, is it like being birthed again? Like, do they have to learn to speak and interact? Because
Maybe.
obviously, like off camera, we've talked about how it, like, why is it always older spirits that come through on things and not like brand new kind of spirits? And it's like they have to grow and build up the energy
Right.
to do that. So
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we've also League brought up a good point during that podcast where are we giving them the channel to speak?
yeah,
We're like the only way they can speak is when we use like a recorder or a spirit box or like those kind of devices.
but then like you hear of like people's experiences when they're not recording.
Yeah, I've
And
had
they
it. I've
have
heard
voices
people
and
talk.
sounds.
I've heard people talk when nobody's around me.
I've had Barbara going "Yeah," in my living room.
I still don't know how you do it. I'd have noped so hard.
The first 2 weeks I was terrified. Now I just don't care. I wake up in the middle of the night having to pee and I'm like, "Hi, children," and then I'll go and I'm like, "Good night, children."
Do you still hear it?
No, I haven't heard much lately.
Okay.
Just getting in the way of the TV. That's about it. And then some stuff falling in the tortoise room, but it's nothing like I'm so used to it now.
Right.
This one I actually am very curious on your thoughts. Do you think there really is a difference between a spirit box and a Ouija board?
No.
Because you're using your energy, you're trying to interact and talk with something directly. But why does a Ouija board get so much negativity and a spirit box doesn't? Like negative views.
I think it's more of the fact of like a Ouija board
Or we could talk about like a spirit board. 'Cause
well,
Ouija is like the brand or something. I don't know.
whatever. A spirit board, talking board, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I feel like that got a bad rap because of like hauntings dealing with like what's it that is it the Ensfield? The one in the UK that The Conjuring 2 is based off of.
Yes.
Like
I know
they
what
used
you're
a
talking
they
about,
used
yes.
they used a makeshift Ouija board. You have things like the movie The Exorcist that used a Ouija board and like it conjured up a demon and like it possessed Reagan and stuff like that. I think it's
And then all these, I remember like listening to something and they were talking about how like after that movie came out, then there are so many people talking about being possessed and
I
having
know.
this. And it's like, oh, media manipulation.
I think that might be it. I think that's exactly what it is. Media manipulation kind of stuff like that. Where if I use a spirit box, it's a glorified, modified radio.
But how do you feel like, because you refuse to use a spirit board. So
I've had
why
some
do you
thoughts
feel-
on it.
Why do you feel safer with a spirit box?
I can control when I turn it off.
You can control by
You can't
saying
control.
goodbye. But
Even if you say goodbye, it doesn't mean you closed it. I mean, even if I turn off the spirit box, it doesn't mean I closed whatever circle.
exactly.
But I feel like hitting a power button makes me feel like I have more power.
A man that grew up with electronics,
But you know what I mean?
technology.
But you know what I mean? Like it gives me that sense of like, oh, I can turn this off at any point. Where I say goodbye, a conversation can still keep going, but I can't hear it anymore. I can still see this move.
See, close your eyes.
Once I close my eyes, I'm like, ah.
But you would also feel okay with scrying.
I tried
That is
that when
also
we were at.
opening yourself up, and you can't just shut it off.
I did try that when we were at Broadhead. Nothing happened,
This
but I
is
only
now
gave it like
becoming like
5
a
minutes.
Big ass debate.
Well,
I'm just
I was
yelling at
talking
you.
with Kurt earlier today. He is dead set on never using a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Fair. I said I'm becoming more open to the idea. Sorry, Mom. But
I'll keep him safe. Don't worry.
it's like, what is the difference?
There is no difference.
Because it's the same thing. It's like even when you try and do like an EVP session, it's the same thing.
You are opening yourself. If you are doing any kind of investigations, you are opening yourself up to have something attach or have something talk to you. You could say, don't do it.
I know.
Who knows if they're going to listen? But like, there's no difference between the spirit box or the EVP thing or the talking board.
I've like I said, I've thought about it. Let me think about it.
It is just another way to speak.
Let me think about it.
Without technology. I
know.
I think it's really just movies.
I think it's the movie
The
scare.
media makes it scary. Because, I mean, you could see even nowadays, like, there's, like now they're taking tarot cards and really making them, like, horror stuff, too. Which is really silly, in my opinion.
It sells, though.
Like, I will touch a Ouija board. I know
you have.
Like, because I've never experienced it actually working. I mean, watching it move. Because I did experience it turning on the computer to, like, demons and possessions in my dad's office. We powered down the computer, and it turned back on to, like, more paranormal. And we're like, what the hell is going on? Like, I know I told you that. We did that on Halloween. And my dad put his blood on the planchette. And, like, he was all frustrated because it wasn't doing anything. So he walked away. I had my hands on it for, like, 15 minutes. And I'm like, there's nothing. And that's when the computer started going. But, like, it's really hard for me to believe that it would move on its own. Because you're also, like, shaking, trying to sit still. And you will move it. And, like...
That's a big debate on the Ouija board, too, is that it's your involuntary muscles moving it.
Yeah, you're manipulating it with your mind. And, like, you're not trying to. It's very, like, subconsciously.
Right.
But, like, I mean, even if we listen to the words coming through spirit boxes, that's sometimes subconscious.
Yeah.
You're just trying to pick out what you want. You're listening for
things, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
No.
You have no questions or theories or anything?
No, we're covering all of the ones we talked about.
Yeah,
like,
I don't really
wanted to talk about.
I don't like. I'm trying to think of more, but like the big one that was just the whole Ouija board and spirit box. Because I remember talking to my uncle and trying to explain, oh, my cousin is fine to play with this, doing the Estes method. I'm like, it's safe, and he's like, is it different from a Ouija board? And I'm like, yeah, sure. No, it's not. I'm so sorry. It is not. You are opening yourself up even more with the Estes method.
Yeah.
Because you're giving up other senses and encouraging them to speak through you.
Right.
Is there any kind of like different techniques that you want to try out in future investigations?
It all depends on what is there. Because I don't know. Spoiler. When this episode comes out, we haven't gone yet. But we have a Masonic temple booked as an investigation spot.
Which I can't wait. I gotta look up some stuff about the Freemasons because I know very, very, very little.
Oh, have fun. You're going to go down a rabbit hole for sure. But we're going to be going down to a Masonic temple soon. And I don't say this to be slanderous in any way, shape, or form. So please don't sue if someone hears this.
Don't sue. We have zero money.
We have $1.
I have a ginger ale. That's about it.
No, but depending on what they do, because Freemasons, they'll never outright say it, but they're borderline.
Like I've heard there's like rituals.
Ritualistic. They are borderline. Like they're not satanic worshipers.
It's really hard.
But it's super ritualistic.
You can't really. When I think of Satanists, they don't really believe in the devil. They believe they're their own god and they're the best.
Right.
There's nothing like.
To be fair,
I feel like Satanists get a bad
It's
rep.
also all dudes.
Oh, the Masons? Yeah, I know that one. Women aren't part of it. Do you think I would get a bad energy or like bad reactions?
We're going to find out now, aren't we? But I would love to see if they have like a scrying, because some Mason temples.
You're just going to be sitting there
Some Mason temples have a room dedicated for scrying where everything's painted black. It's super dark, and we're gonna be there in the dark with a candle.
That just makes me want my future home to have a scrying room.
Well, be careful. You're opening it up.
It'd be the office. Hey, I said like in the future, you'll live with us in our new house.
Oh yeah.
And the office is going to be a scrying room with all the haunted objects. It will be a party.
Well, a scrying room is typically tinier. A scrying room is
The
typically
closet. The closet
will
will
work.
be the scrying room.
Perfect. It'll be a walk-in closet.
Perfect.
It'll be in your master bedroom.
Oh, I love the idea though. I think, like, I know I'm just weird.
We're all weird.
I want to open up. I want to have those, not risks. I want to give anything that could be around me a chance to show me they're around me.
Mm-hmm.
I just like giving voices.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to see what happens. I was telling Kurt this today. I was like, look, I told them that we're going to a Mason temple, and they were like jealous of us. And I was just like, look, the only thing I hope is that it's not a dud. Yeah. I'm always scared we're gonna pay to go to these places, and it's just it's gonna be the worst thing ever.
But you know what? It would also just be a fun thing to experience.
No, and I agree. I don't disagree with that. It's just you don't pay for place. I could do that in my apartment for free.
Free?
Cut that. But no, I hope it's good.
So the question was, is there any new techniques you wanted to try in future?
I do want to try scrying again.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a really roundabout way of saying that.
You barely did the scrying at Broadhead.
No, I did it for a very short period of time. And
everybody
was in there.
Yeah.
I feel like if I set up a camera
and just sit there.
And just sat there and stared.
You're going to have me sit in the hallway. Taylor, don't leave yet.
Like when we were at Jersey. Don't leave.
I'll burp a little and you'll be like, what was that, Taylor? Was it you? Please tell me it was you. And I'm like, calm down. I have been seeing like some people do this like, it's like having this big planchette on wheels. Or like a medium-sized planchette on wheels, and you put a pencil in the middle, and everyone like sits there and just lets it go, and
Why
it would
pencil?
draw because it would draw.
Oh, is it like in the thing? And
Yes,
it
it would draw something. Like you ask a question, and you give it like 5 minutes or something, and you can like repeat the question after a minute or so, and it would draw out something. And I've seen a few videos where people got like truly like they've talked about like the murder weapon of something, or like how did you die, and it drew a gun, and like obviously it's like an Etch-a-Sketch kind of like line work, but it looked like a gun, and it was insane. And
do you think that's your brain picking out it's like an ink blot test?
Yeah,
like what do you see?
Yeah, so like I think that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Or just like I don't know what else we could do. I want to get more into like opening myself up.
I want to be braver going to things by myself, like going into spots by myself.
I'm not gonna say I'm any braver. I was brave at the Cheney Mansion, but that's because
you were lucky.
It felt nice. It was like our first place that actually had like heat, and it was nice everywhere. Nothing against Broadhead. Broadhead is nice. We were dying. It was hot. But like Cheney, like there was no like hazardous areas, and I'm just jumping around enjoying it, and you're like, she's gone already.
And I'm in the basement freaking out after every noise I hear because my anxiety was just spiked.
Yeah.
That rock though, that scared me. The two rocks where it hit the chair or whatever metal thing.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm just always gonna have like fear or anxiety when it comes to like the Jericho buildings.
I'm glad we got in when we did though. Like I know it was cold, but
yeah, because like that was our first investigation, and I was a wimp, and then our second one that
it
never
wasn't even that
got
you were
recorded.
a wimp. We pushed boundaries on that first one though.
when it was our first time, you're
Our
like,
very first thing.
oh my
we
God.
pushed boundaries.
and then like the school, like the Jericho school that never became a video.
Thanks, corrupted footage.
That was such a fun investigation.
It was fun.
I liked it a lot.
Except for the part where all of our batteries died
And
10 minutes
and the
in.
bird scared
And the
me.
bird.
And then more birds. And then I was just scared the entire time. And then like my wedding.
We were on that
church-
property 4 times.
The church only freaked me out when they were pissed. Like the spirits were telling me they were pissed off about me doing a little spell ritual thing that my dad made for me.
And then we went and it was 10 below zero.
Yeah, and I got frostbite.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
there's a horn.
Nice a horn. I don't really have any other questions, but I do have questions for the people who are watching. If you
Oh.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, what are some theories you have? Leave them in the YouTube comments or the Spotify comments below. Answer the question. What do you think?
Yeah, I wanted to know what you guys think about all these questions, or if what made you believe in spirits and the paranormal, and if you're a skeptic, I want to know why you're a skeptic. I'm very curious. Like, there's nothing wrong with being a skeptic or not believing at all. I just want to hear your opinions on and your thoughts, because there's no truth. There's no like.
We don't make the
there's,
rules.
There's no solid answers to any of this.
We're no closer now than we were 40, 50 years ago.
Only solid answer there's no difference between the Ouija board and the spirit box. Like,
God.
you are open.
Yeah.
How do we end this?
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Ghost in Us podcast. Taylor, do you want to finish this one off or should I?
Go check out all of our social medias on our link tree. That's located somewhere in the description.
On the YouTube video, it'll be in the comment section or in the description below. On Spotify, you can find us everywhere at Ghosts in Us.
Yes.
We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
Facebook.
We have a Facebook group if you want to join. We try to use that. We want to use that more as a discussion board.
You are absolutely welcome to join and, post whatever if it is involving the paranormal and stuff. But we would love to hear just from anyone, really. Yeah. If you know of anyone that has some really cool experiences or stories, they can also email us and we can try to get them on the podcast.
What's the email, Taylor?
ghostinus@gmail.com.
Hell yes.
I'm getting good at this.
Yeah. Look at you.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. And
We'll see you next time.
yeah. Bye.